Hey guys, how are you? It's Farouk from Farouk Trading, and today is September 4th, 2019. Thank you for watching my video. Today's topic is making a good trading habit. Here's a good trading habit to develop, and that is to trade the developing P. Again, I do trade the S&P Mini, ES Mini, and that's all I trade. And I am not telling you how to trade or to take specific trades. I am this is purely for educational purposes, and again, I'm not giving trading advice. Okay, so what happened today? Before the end of the day, from the JKL on, we saw this whole extension over here before the afternoon extension. What we saw up to the midday afternoon was what's called a P formation. That's up to here, all of this developing, which shows likelihood of a P formation, which we ended up getting. However, the end of the day, the market extended up. So this is sort of a P and then elongated on the top. That's the market profile of today's shape. And also we can note that today ended up closing at the top, the settle, which means that this is sort of a 45 from the point of control. This is a 45-degree line up, which means the market got overly long today. So you might see some potential inventory adjustments overnight or tomorrow. But getting back to the P, the topic of today's trade video is taking the P trade while it's in formation. The A period open today was a bit of a tricky day because we gapped up and playing the gap rules, A and then B period made an assault on the gap, so it made us believe that the market's going to close the gap. It didn't happen, and then it got tricky in C period because at first it looked like there was going to be a potential double distribution, and then when that didn't happen, it closed, C period closed the double distribution. Then it looked like, well, what if there's one time framing continuation from A to B, from B to C, and then so on and so forth. C period ended up forming an inside bar, but again, it was tricky because do we take a trade? What if it breaks out and goes? So the safest thing to do is probably don't take the trade, wait and see if there is a breakout in the C period, and you can always re-enter the trade down here just to confirm that there is in fact a continuation. Since it did not continue and the inside bar, playing the rules of the inside bar, if it didn't go down, well, it's going up. So we know that the market was not as weak as we thought it would be, and therefore the gap is going to continue up. And then we saw in the E period, there was some back and forth. At one point, the E high was matching the A high, so you had a poor high, A and E poor high. E period took it out, and then we had an EF poor high. So we knew that the market was talking to us that the highs are going to end up getting taken out. It doesn't have to be, but the odds are. Then again, G, H, and I made a poor high of 3 wide. So how often do we see that? First it was A and E, then E and F, and now G, H, and I. So the market then rotated down, and it's over here we see this P formation. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide. So we know that the point of control was getting fairly wide and beginning to develop further. And so odds were that any pullback low was just that. It's just a pullback low, would be unlikely to continue down because value was developing higher, and it would be unlikely that the market would move further down, and it would most likely rotate back up and most likely take out this 3 wide high, which it did, and then potentially who knows where it could continue up. In this case, it stopped over here. So take the trade. It should be a habit that if we see a P formation in this sort of scenario, it should be a habit to take the trade. And it may be challenging because of the ambiguity and the uncertainty and any doubt that, oh, will this trade work out for me? Especially when we look over here, the volume at the bottom of J was 650 almost, and then 600 over here. on J2. So we see the volume wasn't supporting necessarily a good low. So it may be challenging to take the trade. However, when you're in the face of everything that we just talked about, that there was, what did B period not do? It did not continue and close the gap. So the gap was not closed. Odds are, based on gap rules, you'll have a later day breakout, which is what we got as advertised. So and then we had the poor highs here, and then 3 wide poor high. So all of this is concept upon concept adding upon each other. Odds are, if you take the trade from the J low, it's going to work out, and it worked out pretty well. That's from 29-ish, 29.50 up to 39. So that's a good 10 handles. Not a bad trade to take. Okay, so that's this video again is about developing good trading habits, and it's a good trading habit that if you see a P formation like this developing with the potential of extending up, take the pullback low. Even if the volume isn't as good or light as you'd like it to be, like it was over here, the volume was a bit higher, take the trade. It'll odds are in favor. It's not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed because the markets can do anything, but odds are in favor that the trade would work out for you. Again, markets are very visual, and markets wanted to take out the overnight high. That was a destination target, which it did take out, and then the next target would be the previous, the August 30th high, and then up from there. So, all right, thank you very much. If you liked the video, please give it some likes. If you would like to hear more of anything else, please give some comments, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much. And hopefully you're having a great trading week and make some money and don't give back the profits.